Hey there, Leo. Welcome to your reading for the week of April 20th. This week, if you want to catch me live, I go live every single day at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Also, Leo, make sure you are subscribed to the channel if you're not. But Leo, let's see what we have going on for you this week. And Leo, let's see here. Yeah, already somewhat similar to Aries reading is what I would say. So it seems to be one of those weeks where the fire signs are going to get similar messages. But let's see here, Leo, what we have for you here. Your archetype for the week is the siren, which I just almost lost for good. But you have the siren card here. For some of you, I feel like this could be kind of like thinking that the grass is going to be greener on the other side. It's almost like you're being lured towards something here is what I would say. So I would be careful of that. At the same time, to me, these archetype cards are energies that you need to embrace. I feel like this is an energy you need to embrace for the week so that you can have a very successful week. To me, this could represent you learning how to attract people to something. It could be you learning how to attract people to you in love. It could also be you learning how to attract people to your business or to your job or to something. So I feel like for a lot of you, this is talking about attraction. For others, I feel like this could be talking about like kind of learning how to, like I feel like for some of you, maybe someone left you here as far as relationship is concerned. And I feel like it's about like learning to deal with that situation more or less. But you start off here in the first row with the openness card. So I feel like for some of you, this is saying, you know, obviously it's time to be open to new opportunities as well. I feel like this is siren card as well as saying like be open to outcomes. You know, the siren, it's like something is calling you, right? But it's like maybe whatever is calling you in isn't actually as it appears, and that's like what's popping to my head. There's even a moon on this card. So I feel like for some of you this could represent being attracted to a person here in this first row, and it's like maybe you made an intuitive move towards a person. Maybe you thought they were your soulmate here with the Six of Cups, and then Five of Pentacles, maybe they left you out in the cold. This could have left you feeling very stuck as well with this first diagonal. We're going to cover all the diagonals and everything at the end, just so you know, but it could have left you feeling very stuck because it's like maybe you thought a person was one way, but maybe they were actually something else, something totally different. I feel like this is saying that, you know, while that's, you know, one end of the scale, there's also the other side of things as well. You can also be surprised by a person in a good way. You could also meet someone where you don't think that maybe they're that special, but it's like maybe when you start to learn about them, they are extremely special, and maybe they're like the, you know, best person you've ever met in your entire life. So your reading is very weird, and in a lot of ways, I feel like I could probably boil it down to 30 seconds. I feel like it's just saying allow yourself to be surprised is pretty much all I feel like it is saying. I also feel like it's saying things are not as they appear. So I feel like for some of you, it's just about being open to that. Next, you have the Two of Swords here with the Seven of Clubs. Things moving forward too slowly. Two of Swords is like feeling stuck in certain ways. This whole top row here is kind of like feeling stuck. You have that Eight of Swords as well. So I feel like some of you could be feeling stuck or trapped. The Two of Swords is like stuck or trapped in making a decision, right? And the Two of Swords really says, to me, it's like more saying you need to make an intuitive decision. She has a blindfold on. It says that she's making her decisions intuitively. She's not making them, you know, just off the top of her head. So I feel like you need to make your decisions intuitively. I feel like that will get rid of this stuck energy. Seven of Clubs is called the mice in the playing card reading system, and it just represents like very slow progress, or it can represent obstacles to getting what you want. I don't actually think the obstacles exist. Eight of Swords tells me this in this top row. So if there's something you want, I don't think the obstacles exist. I feel like it's more about finding a way around the obstacles in a lot of ways. Next, you have the Six of Cups here. And the Nine of Hearts, love it. Definitely like some sort of wish fulfillment coming in for you here. Six of Cups, soulmates. Like I said, I feel like for some of you, this is just a story that is saying that you were with someone, or maybe you met someone who you thought they were one way or they were another. I feel like you thought they were a dream come true, but they probably left you out in the cold. You even have like sadness here. Like if we take this middle row, they could be just not talking to you. You could be in a kind of like a no contact situation here with these middle cards. So I feel like for some of you, it's like this is what you thought it was. I think you thought something was going to be a happily ever after, or maybe you were hoping that something was going to be a happily ever after just in general with these cards. I do feel like there could be like a gift from the universe though coming in. Both these cards represent a gift from the universe. So even if you've gone through difficulties and challenges, I feel like there could be some sort of gift coming in for you here. Next, you have the Five of Pentacles here and the Jack of Diamonds. Yeah, Jack of Diamonds is like new love. So I feel like for some of you, this is you moving on to new love here with these cards, or moving on to something new. That Five of Pentacles is like, again, feeling left out in the cold. This is also a card of sanctuary, the Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles, it does represent like poverty, loss, feeling left out in the cold. But there is a church on this card here, and what it represents is sanctuary. It says that these people, they're out in the cold, but they could easily go inside the church. They could be brought out of the cold. They could be brought into safety, security, comfort, protection, pretty much everything they want. The funny thing about the Jack of Diamonds is that it can represent anxiety or worries or fears about your financial situation, but it also represents good news about your financial situation. So I feel like it's kind of saying that it's time to release the fears about things, and I feel like that's really what will bring you to this like sanctuary, basically. Next, you have the Dove Spirit here, and this card says, be at peace. I do feel like this is saying like more being at peace with your current situation, no matter what it is. So I feel like for some of you, you could be making peace with your current situation. For others, I feel like you're hoping for an offer of peace here, and so you could be hoping for an offer, like an apology. You could be hoping for truth or something like that to come out. That's really all I'm getting here for you, Leo. Next, you have the Hermit here and the Two of Clubs. Yep, both cards are cards of introspection. Two of Clubs, Aries had this card as well. Two of Clubs is literally you and your higher self. It's just you talking to yourself, literally. The Hermit, same thing. Hermit is going inside and kind of like facing your shadow. It is a card of shadow work. So I feel like a lot of you could have been doing some like internal work with that Hermit card. The Two of Clubs is just you like talking to yourself about what you want, or kind of like facing your shadow as well. The good news is Two of Clubs is like a card of progress, so I feel like that will be good for you there, Leo. Next, you have the Five of Cups here and the Ten of Spades. Ten of Spades is not a bad card like in the tarot, the Ten of Swords. Ten of Spades is called the ship. It's like a boat on the ocean, and it just represents going from one thing to another. It could represent a breakup, but, to me, usually it's a good thing with the Ten of Spades, not like the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords is a challenging card. It's a bad card, right? But the Ten of Spades is a little bit different because it just says you're just moving towards something. It is also the card of commerce as well. It's an amazing card for moving, by the way. So if you're planning on moving, and again, yes, I realize with the current pandemic situation, it's like not everybody's going to be moving, but it doesn't have to be right now. Tarot is not set in stone. Tarot could be 10 years from now, it could be a year from now, this reading is talking about. So some of you, if you're moving in the future, this says that it could improve your financial situation. Look, we have the Three of Wands in the same middle row here, and that Three of Wands is like looking forward into the future. It could also be a card of moving. So I feel like some of you could just be moving here. For others, I do feel like some sadness here. I feel like more frustrated with your reading, Leo. Again, I'm not going to sugarcoat this reading, right? It's not a terrible reading, but it's also not an amazing reading either. And again, I would definitely, don't click off. I would listen to the rest of this because you never know what we're going to clarify through to. And again, I feel like this is important for you as well. It's like not an amazing reading. I feel like frustrations for the most part. For a lot of you, I feel like it could be in love, but I do feel like it could mostly be financial. It's like you thought something was going to be one way financially, and it really was like another. So that's kind of like what I feel here for you. Next, you have the Four of Cups here and the Five of Spades. So yeah, definitely a breakup. Like I said, it's like you tried to manifest love in a situation. Five of Spades is a card of breakup and a separation. So I feel like for some of you, it's like you could have gone through a breakup. That Dove Spirit card is like asking you to be at peace with this situation. It's asking you to be at peace with kind of what has happened. This could also just represent isolation. So I feel like for some of you, it's like, the isolation could be making you feel a certain way. It could be making you feel sad or whatever, obviously. And, that could be causing some problems. This Four of Cups is like trying to manifest something in your life as well. And it's like you could be having a hard time manifesting the things that you desire with those cards. Next, you have the Building Blocks card. So I feel like this row is going to be much more positive, just so you know. But and this is your future row, by the way. But I feel like you are kind of like building upon things. I feel like that's what you need to realize as well. Is it's like, yeah, like this whole first part of it, might look challenging, it might seem challenging, it might be full of challenges, but it's like all these challenges are building blocks. They are building you up towards something. It's like, I feel like this is a good representation, actually. It's like, all these blocks under her are lifting her up, but it's like these are all challenges that she went through. So it's like the challenges are not setbacks. I feel like the challenges that you've been experiencing are actually raising you up in life. They are teaching you something. They are probably setting you free. Next, you have the Eight of Swords here and the Ten of Clubs. Exactly. Aries had this card as well, Ten of Clubs. Ten of Clubs, to me, is a card of leaps and bounds of success. It is a card of jumping forward into success. That Eight of Swords, self-imposed restriction, feeling stuck, but I feel like you're kind of setting yourself free. Like I said, Ten of Clubs, jumping forward. So I feel like you are jumping forward out of these swords here in the near future, kind of like setting yourself free. Ten of Clubs, a card of like total abundance. It's just a really good card in general. It's also a card of kind of like learning. So I feel like learning would be very beneficial for you as well here, Leo. Next, you have the Three of Wands and the Two of Hearts. Yep, love coming in the future. I feel like you can see it. I feel like you can feel it. So especially if you kind of, had some challenges and difficulties in love, I feel like you could be kind of being surprised by love is what's coming into my head. Again, like I said at the beginning of the reading, in a lot of ways, I feel like this whole reading is saying, allow yourself to be surprised. I mean, that's like all that pops into my head when I think about all these cards that are here. Even the challenging ones, I feel like it's just saying, allow yourself to be surprised. Really, I feel like mostly if there are challenges, they are mostly mentally with the Hermit card. The Hermit card is like going in and facing the shadow. It can represent like dark night of the soul type of stuff where it's like you're doing shadow work on yourself. But at the same time, I feel like this is more saying that if you could kind of like just allow yourself to be surprised by things, then, you will be surprised, is what I would say there. But definitely love coming in the future, probably a perfect match if you're looking for love. That Three of Wands can also represent waiting for the perfect moment. So it can represent, like, it can basically say, like, now is the time to make some sort of change that you're needing to make. So I feel like it's like now is the time to make a change with this Three of Wands. Some of you could be moving as well, and I feel like there could be a lot of success. Finally, you have the Moon here and the Six of Diamonds. This is very good. The Moon, to me, can represent fears, illusions, mysteries, kind of things like that. It can represent the coffee being done as well. It can also represent needing to kind of like ground your ideas here on Earth. So the Moon, to me, represents needing to kind of move through fear. And again, how crazy is it that over here with the openness, you have the openness card, which has the Moon on it. So definitely like a very much a Moon energy for you this week, Leo. And the Moon, to me, represents like manifesting your dreams on Earth. It says you need to ground something in reality. Six of Diamonds is a card of imposter syndrome. It's a card of like not feeling like you're not good enough to have something, or feeling like you're not good enough to get something. But it's actually an extremely lucky card. It's a card called the Clover, and it says that it represents like a 4-leaf clover. It represents a lot of luck coming in for you. So I feel like there's actually like a lot of lucky opportunity for you, but I feel like you have to kind of like be brave, be bold to get the things that you desire. Here, yep. Literally, Page of Wands, like starting some sort of new adventure. Eight of Wands, moving. I feel like some of you could be moving, and I feel like it'll lead to a lot of success. Again, it might not be right now. It might be a year from now. It might be 2 years from now, something like that. But I feel like a lot of you could be moving in the future, and I feel like it'll lead to a lot of success. Like I said, I feel like just this is a very simple reading, is what I'd say to you, Leo. I feel like the two things that you need to focus on are being open to being surprised, especially in love. Like, I would give people a chance for the most part, because, if you're like generally attracted to someone, I feel like that a general attraction could turn into the love of your life, is like literally what's popping into my head. So it's like maybe you meet someone, maybe they're not very talkative at first, or, who knows, maybe there's something that just, where you're just like, are they right? Are they not right? But then it's like, I feel like it develops into something very, very significant for some of you. So I feel like you need to be open to that. I feel like you could also need to be open to other ways of doing things here in work or in business. This Siren card to me is telling me that, like, maybe in business, maybe you felt like a certain calling towards doing something in work or business to make money, and it's like maybe things didn't work out how you thought. Maybe maybe it was the opposite of the grass being greener on the other side. Maybe the grass was dead on the other side. I feel like that is saying, like, don't get stuck in the song. Sirens, it's like the siren song, it calls us to our death. In a lot of ways, I feel like that is saying, I feel very weird about it, because in a lot of ways, I feel feel like that card is saying that you need to experience the death. Like maybe the death that the siren is calling to you is like a very important lesson with this building blocks card that is going to raise you up, you know, very much higher. But at the same time, I feel like it could represent getting called back or tricked by the same old song. So like needing to do things differently, especially in work and business. I feel like it's saying like innovation is key. Again, you have a lot of cards here that Aries had, and I delivered a very similar message to Aries, that they need to be open to innovation and kind of like trying new things in work. That will probably lead to the most success. But pretty interesting reading here, Aries. So thank you for watching, really appreciate it, and definitely good luck.